Yo, yo, yo. As you can see, we talking
nice
the Matrix.
Just exchanging.
But we ain't talking just the old Matrix. We talking this new joint that come out. Resurrections. Excuse me while I try to find my my thing right here.
Yeah, man. So that's what's on the chopping block tonight at Blurred Minds Movie Militia. I am your host, Jay Wall the Jerk. We talking the Matrix, Resurrections, the new joint. So I got a couple folks riding with me. I'm gonna bring them in, and we're gonna get down to the bottom of this fourth Matrix movie. My man, what's happening?
Sup?
Daryl Leak. What you sipping on, man?
Oh, I got me some good old Woodford.
Good old
Ready to
Woodford.
talk about this movie.
Hell yeah.
Get all the facts about it taken down.
Tell the people what's up, man. Tell them a little about yourself. Who are you? What you got going on?
My name's Derek Lee, or just call me Derek if you want. A little bit of a movie enthusiast. Just got asked to come in and give my opinion on this whole film, especially with the reopening of the trilogy. See how if it was good or not. I don't know. Maybe tonight we'll find out.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And always riding with me, a Blurred Minds Media staple around here, the host of Monday Night Mayhem, one of the more lively panel members of Shop Talk Sports, and now riding with us every Thursday he can for Monday night, Blurred Minds Movie Militia. We got a lot of MMMs going on around here. My man, Chris, a.k.a. Apocalypse.
What's good? Eminem gonna sue the shit out of us.
I know it. Either the rapper or the candy, one of the two.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, all the M's going down. Nah, what's good? Good to be able to chime in. I mean, unfortunately, got snowed off work tonight, but since we discussing Matrix Resurrections, fourth installment, you know what I mean? I'm looking forward to getting into it, see what everybody has to say about it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm just good to be here, man. Let's get it.
All right. Well, I guess let's waste no time. Let's just go on in on the Matrix Resurrections. I guess we'll start at the beginning somewhat, and we'll probably jump around, go off the rails a million times, and we'll try to bring it back. But how do y'all feel about the very beginning of the movie? You sat down. To me, I was hyped. I sat down to New Matrix, and as soon as that Matrix like theme music came in with the Warner Brothers sign, I was like, oh shit, it's going down in a major motherfucking way. So how did y'all feel initially? Hearing about the movie, seeing the trailers, what did y'all think? Did you have high expectations, low, don't know?
I will tell you, I had some massive expectations for it because they didn't really close it the best way after the third one. I was gonna see how they. I was excited to see how they rebooted this whole trilogy, and I tell you, I had pretty high expectations for it.
Yeah, okay. So, Chris, what did you think? Going in, new Matrix, we ain't had one in forever. Going in, how were your expectations? What did you think?
I mean, the expectations got to be high, man. I mean, we talking as a film series. This is the Matrix. You feel what I'm saying? So,
yeah,
my
legendary series.
Legendary.
I tell people all the time, the first Matrix is literally one of the movies that literally changed my life. Okay, there's a lot of common themes in that original one. Yeah, man. It's like I knew someone else thought like me, like that.
I honestly think the first Matrix movie, honestly, and a lot of people are probably gonna look at me side-eyed on this, but that's okay. I'm gonna say it any fucking way. I think it's almost as important to watch as Behold a Pale Horse is to read.
Okay.
Personal opinion.
Yeah.
Personal opinion.
Yeah.
If you understand all the innuendos, the subliminal messaging behind it, not the movie on face value, but what the movie actually represents to what that book is explaining to you, Both were kind of jewels in my life and my outlook on the world as I grew up and come to understand different things. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
you.
So, like I
You
said,
know what I'm
man,
saying?
expectation wise for this new one, yeah, I mean, this is a story franchise. You gotta have big expectations when you're talking about dropping a new one, or you're not a real fan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah, they
saying?
gotta be coming out swinging big for this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to
How
me,
long
I
was
mean,
it been?
I mean,
Was
we're
it
not
how,
talking about a brand new Attack of the Killer Tomatoes movie. You know what I'm saying? This is the motherfucking Matrix, all right? So,
it
yeah.
was literally a trendsetter.
yeah.
It was original. No one knew anything about it when it first came out. It blew people's mind. And it
Like,
Broke a
just
lot of grounds across genres too, because I would say it
oh
broke
yeah,
a lot of grounds in sci-fi. I'd say it broke a lot of grounds in kung fu movies. You know, I mean, it kind of brought a whole nother element to a lot of different things. You know what I mean? Like they did what other movies had done in other genres, but like we've never seen it.
yeah.
right. It was a whole new style of one visually. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
The
Yeah.
Visually is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
the bullet time tech itself literally had not been tested on screen before.
Yeah.
So for them, you know what I'm saying, to have a balls to use a movie tech that even hadn't been on screen yet, you know what I'm saying, that is a big fucking risk. I think it worked out all right though.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So going into this one, at the very beginning, we sat down. We all know it's the Matrix. We ain't seen one in forever. Honestly, for years now, I honestly thought those first three, that was it. You know, they're done. It's a wrap.
Right.
So when I hear about this, we all got the expectations, and it starts off with one of the most iconic scenes, opening scenes in a movie, which is the opener of the first movie,
Mm.
and that's how they kind of start this movie, somewhat. So we get this.
Yeah.
Again, basically in a nutshell, we get that
Yeah.
again for the opener of the movie. Actually, the very beginning opener of the movie.
What's her name?
But
Bunny.
so when you all saw that scene being reenacted by another actress on another storyline, what are y'all thinking? Like, are y'all like
Man,
interesting or
as soon as they like showed her face, realized that it wasn't the original actress, I was like, something's up here. Something like it started making me think because you know how the Matrix is. There's, like you said earlier, there's subliminal messages. There's an underlying story to everything, and I instantly started to think like, what are they trying to twist up here? Like, what are they trying to bring into the storyline with this? And it
you're
just
right,
like that
right?
clip you just showed, it was just a regular street cop while they had a whole SWAT team after instead of just one or two cops, like right out the
Yeah.
gate. And I like the subtle differences in it, and like you said, it made you start thinking. At least me.
Okay. So, Chris, how did you feel when you saw that opening scene again, but not
I mean,
again, but kind of again?
off, off top, because a common theme in the Matrix, deja vu.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And not just that, but another scene I hope we talk about a little later. You know what I'm saying? It's an ode. It's an homage to that original Matrix and the opening sequence with Trinity. You know what I'm saying? I knew off
Yeah.
top what they were doing, so I just sat back and enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Derek said, there are subtle differences as far as some of the choreography and all, but it's that reminder. You know what I'm saying? That was just dope way to start the movie. You
Oh
know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
good like throwback to the original.
Yeah, because
Right.
like I said, it's that one. It's a couple other scenes to where it's like, oh wait, that's reminiscent of the first one. And I mean,
Yeah.
we'll get to it, but yeah, that opening sequence off top, yeah, that shit was
To
major.
me, I thought it was interesting first time watching for that to come in, but it
Mhm.
left me wondering like, how's this gonna play into the rest of the movie? You know what I mean? I thought going
Yeah.
into there like almost like now the Matrix was two parallel universes. Like time was running back at the time of the first Matrix, parallel with whatever time frame they're actually in now with the new character that they introduced.
Bunny. I like her.
Yeah.
So to me, it was an interesting thing at the beginning because I was like,
Right.
all right, where are they going to go with this? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So we go on from there, and then we get introduced to like Morpheus, kind of Morpheus, but not Morpheus, but
No,
could
it's
be
Morpheus.
Morpheus.
It's Morpheus. You know, everybody raised hell. Oh my God, Larry Fishburne's not coming back, and whoever they're gonna get to replace as Morpheus is gonna suck, and blah blah blah.
And see, that's the thing. Like, I think they did it perfectly with it. I mean, I
Mhm.
don't know if we can go that far into it right now, but they talked about how he's a kind of a copy of
Yeah,
what Morpheus was. Like, it's Morpheus, but not Morpheus.
right,
You
right.
know,
Yeah.
it's he even explains it at one part of the movie where he is a mix of Morpheus and Anderson,
Right.
or Agent Smith. Sorry, Agent Smith and
yeah.
Smith.
Morpheus, and it creates a new character that already has the knowledge of what went on and like how Neo is and everyone else in it, and has the knowledge and smoothness, definitely the smoothness of Morpheus. I think they did perfect with that character.
I like he was a little more showy and kind of like
A little more
flamboyant.
flamboyant, yeah.
Yeah.
Love that.
I thought that shit was dope with the martini and
Yeah, and he
you
kept
know what I'm
making
saying?
fun of the old Morpheus. He's like, oh,
Yeah.
showmanship, presentation.
Right, taking little
He
jabs at him.
Yeah.
He was like a fly younger Morpheus. You know what
Right.
I mean?
I gotta.
Like if the original Morpheus wasn't so Matrix jaded and on this pursuit to save the fucking Zion,
Right.
then
Yeah.
he would have been like this player. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Yeah. He
that's
had
probably
more
how
of a.
Morpheus was as right after the red pill.
He had almost like a club vibe to him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
it gave a good aspect on it too, because it's definitely showing that the younger generation is picking up the mantle and moving on, and that
Right.
means they needed a younger looking Morpheus, just like with Bunny and the others that joined them.
Yeah.
And you had Neo in there just looking. No offense, I mean, he looked a little ragged.
That was deliberate.
Honestly,
That was
Neo
deliberate.
looked like a John Wick after a fucking 10-day bender.
Yeah. That was
Maybe shook John Wick up and he was like, "Oh, I'm in a movie. All right,
yeah.
here we go. Here, let me dust this off real quick."
Derek, when you I like how you point out Neo's just ragged look, and I'm telling you, excuse me, I'm telling you, that was so fucking deliberate. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Because as we hear the tales of Neo, you know what I'm saying, since the trilogy and on the nervous breakdown, the therapy and the psychotic break and shit. You feel what I'm saying? I mean, after some shit like that, you should look like shit. Like you just I mean, if he was all fly manicure, that would have looked fake as fuck, man. So yeah, man.
He looked like someone that's been trapped in their own slight nightmare for, what was it, like 60 years?
Yeah, that's just crazy, man. Yeah, you should look like shit. Yeah, that was deliberate as fuck.
So Derek, you enjoyed the new Morpheus character.
I did. I honestly think that the new Morpheus is probably the best.
Yeah, I've always said when you got a franchise, part of what you keep going, at some point you got to inject some new juice. Okay, so whether it's via storyline or new characters, or in this case the reimagining of a prior character, you see what I'm saying? I gotta find this brother. I know his face. I know I'm seeing him and stuff. I can't remember his name. I'm gonna look him up because I'm gonna keep my eye on this cat. All right. But I love that he put his own spin on Morpheus as opposed to try to recreate Larry Fishburne's Morpheus. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's and to me it helped tie into when you talk about Matrix Resurrections. You know what I'm saying? You know, it was a dope way to.
The first time I watched it, I was like, I hate this Morpheus. I mean, I didn't like him at all. When he was taking shots at the old Morpheus, I was like, "How dare you?
So you
You
using
piece of
using your
shit!
feelings. Using your
You
feelings.
piece of shit! You like you're gonna make fun of Morpheus, and you are Morpheus? This is ridiculous." And then he was dressed all fly, and I was like, "What the fuck is the banana suit about? Fuck this Morpheus! And you're an agent too? That's completely anti-Morpheus shit. Like,
Right,
this old
right.
Morpheus is hot fucking garbage." So then I watched it again,
Mm-hmm.
and I started really paying attention to the fact that he wasn't Morpheus at all, more of a Morpheus like inspired program that was left in the Matrix to be found again.
Right.
So then when I understood that, it gave me a better understanding of it being Morpheus, but not exactly Morpheus, and the agent shit. Because as soon as I was like, Morpheus is an agent, bullshit. I
Right.
call shenanigans. This is ridiculous. Fuck this movie. I'm
Yeah.
turning it off. Like, how would you do that? You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
but I understood it more as I watched it again. So I was like, even though I was like, meh, and I'll tell you later on down the road what I thought of could have been done with Morpheus personally.
Okay.
But
All right.
down the road as we get
Right.
into it. But the second time I watched it, I understood more of why that character had to be kind of like that. So
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, okay. But I tell you what pissed me off though. So I was like, he's a program and an agent pseudo program type thing.
Mm-hmm.
But he started to be able to see the Matrix for what it was, kind of like Smith in a way.
Right.
And then he actually was able to go through the mirror, because if you notice, the mirror took the place of the payphone. So
Exactly.
so he could touch the mirror already before the red pill. So my thing was like, you're an agent, so you're like the next thing badass to Neo and Smith, basically, in the Matrix,
Right.
as far as like the ones that fuck everybody up the most. You know what
Right.
I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Pretty much. Outside of a couple other characters, like the guy who was the security guard for the Oracle, he was obviously a bad motherfucker.
Ghost.
The two
Yeah.
twins that could go like transparent, they
Oh,
were
the
crazy,
twins were
obviously.
sick.
But anyways, but an agent's a bad motherfucker. So I'm just thinking like, dude, why wouldn't you just be like, just whacking these motherfuckers? Like, well, you're already in there, you're already seeing it. I don't understand you take the red pill, now you go back and you're just like half a grainy Sandman in the fucking in the real world, but then you're like an agent Morpheus hybrid. I was just like, I don't understand why you had to take the red pill. You're already there. Why didn't you just start kicking ass? You know what I mean? But whatever. That was just a personal gripe. I was like, I think y'all could have just went one way or the other with that one. But that was just me.
I think they really. I get where you're coming from, but I think they like really set the tone for him whenever he was pretty much beating the shit out of Neo. And how he came
Yeah.
into it, he had a martini that really like, yeah, that silk robe, just kind
Yeah,
of
the
like being
fly ass robe and
flamboyant,
shit.
and he just
Yeah.
throws the martini glass off to the side and like, I'm gonna kick your ass now, and
Yeah.
proceeded to whoop the shit out of Neo. Like,
Nah, he was fucking
I
Neo
think
shit up.
that was my turning point for that character. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna see how he is. I'm gonna see how he is. But then how he pretty much is like, I know how to get Neo awake. I know how to bring him into the way the Matrix needs him. And
Yeah.
it was
And
very,
that's what I liked
very
about it.
beautiful.
And that was kind of like when you seen the real Morpheus side of that guy come
Yeah.
out. You know what I mean? Because then he's like, now he knows, he's training him. It's almost like we've already been here before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, and I tell you, in that scene, I love that fucking dojo. That was
Man,
that was the most
So
badass
nice.
dojo I've seen.
beautiful.
Ever.
Beautiful
But
workmanship on that
say,
place,
dude,
man.
you know what I feel like though watching this movie throughout the movie? I feel like when like you listen to a band you really dig and like your dad walks in and is like, your generation's music is fucking trash. I kind of feel like that way in points through this movie, because even though that scene was pivotal and the dojo was way better than the first dojo.
Right.
And the fight scene was good. But to me, I don't think they trumped this fight scene.
Oh no, you can't beat the original. No,
You know what I mean?
that-
And the thing is, I don't think they probably didn't even try to beat it. But to me, it's like once I seen that one, then when you see the other one, you're just kind of like, it was alright. You know what I
But-
mean? It was a good
but-
fight.
But like Derek said, man, I mean,
That's
you
what I'm
gotta
saying.
be
I
smart.
feel
gotta
like
be-
an old man, like back in my day, because like I think I'm holding too much on this one because of my admiration for the first one. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
And see,
that's why I'm trying to get different perspectives because
Well, see, like Derek said, man, they were smart enough to know they couldn't top that scene.
yeah.
Okay, so I mean,
They
that's
did.
one. I mean, that's one of these staple scenes as far as the first Matrix. When you talk about Morpheus and Neo's sparring session, you know what I'm saying?
again, and
what
that's
makes
kind
this-
of what I'm looking at though. There's a repetitive staple scene reenactments, but it's
Right.
like
Well, that's
God
what they
damn,
did
every
really good with
staple
this
scene
film.
was like badass before.
Well, what they did really good with this film, and I will always harshly criticize movies
Mhm.
that are like usually sequels or whatever. They try to rehash old jokes, old scenes.
Right.
This
Right.
one did their own scenes, but nodded back to the originals. They
Yeah.
weren't, they weren't carbon copies. There was like, hey, this looks familiar, but it's going to be different, just like that opening scene.
Deja vu.
Yeah, deja vu.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a glitch in the Matrix.
Hey,
I
real
tell
quick.
you where I did love Morpheus though, as far as scenes go, because the Matrix movies is all about scenes. Because
Right.
most of their gun scene, their shootout scenes are amongst the best in movies. Their
Yeah.
fight scenes are the best. This whole from the bathroom to this whole fight scene right here.
Okay.
That shit
That-
was fucking. That was a bad. Well, one of my favorite fight scenes in the whole movie.
That
this
is
shit was
definitely
fucking nuts.
that whole sequence is definitely a nod to the lobby scene from the first Matrix.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's the one where I was like, I like what you did there. Like, I 100% love that scene. I even liked it when he was like, when he shot at Morpheus on that one. He had me laughing because he was like, Morpheus got the motherfucking lightning at the window, turned around all slick. I'm coming out of the bathroom.
Right.
You know, he's like, I'm coming out of the toilet.
That shit was
And
dope.
dude, when when Neo was fucking flipping out and he showed him that red pill and he's hell no. That was hilarious. He was like, hey, nah, I ain't doing this shit again.
Exactly. See? I'm telling you, man, it's all about deja vu, man.
I'm telling you,
it was a beautiful
more I
nod. It
watched
wasn't
it-
a replay. It was
Right.
It was its own thing, but very familiar.
It's like they were tipping their hat to like several scenes from the original ones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They did
But
that
like you
quite a
said,
bit
the
through
way
whole
the-
movie.
But like you said, Derek, instead of trying to literally rehash it, they paid homage to it and was able to shoot it and put their own spin on it. You know what I'm saying? As a Matrix fan, you're gonna like, okay, yeah, that looks and feels familiar, and you know where it's from. Yet, you know what I'm saying? To be able to do it in a new way.
Yeah.
That I mean,
It was very well done, very very well on the art, like the artistry of the film. I mean,
hell yeah,
that's probably one of the best
because-
things I liked about that movie.
yeah, because it still looks and feels like
just
the Matrix.
Fellas,
Uh-oh.
just in, fellas, we're getting a little shout out from our favorite, I believe would be a troll. I don't know if anybody's tested the waters yet. Love Face XYZ online strips without clothing. So
There they go. They're back. They're back.
possible sponsor one day, but we don't know. Nobody's rolled the dice yet to see. I mean, there you go, Chris. That could be your fat girl in the winter.
Show me your tits. Show me the tits on that cow.
That could be your bubble goose down coat on a blizzardly day like today. So shout out to who knows if that's real or not, but hey, you're always in the comment section. We'll give you a little love.
Dude, they're back. I'm telling you, they're stalking us. They're stalking us.
Absolutely. All right,
Either
so
way
we
it goes,
went
we'll take it.
Morpheus. Let's
Right.
see here now. All right, so let's just keep going with the subtle swaps and differences through. when we got to this point, how'd y'all feel?
Oh
There,
man,
that actor
man,
was so amazing because you could just his stance, his mannerisms, you knew he was Agent Smith.
man.
There was no doubt about it. You knew he was Smith.
You can feel it. As soon as
Oh
he
yeah,
pops on screen, it's like I actually got this little what do you call like sense of dread, I guess.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
as soon as I see it, I'm like, it's fucking Smith. It's
yeah.
fucking Smith. You know what I'm
Fucking
saying?
Smith.
Fucking Smith, dude. And Hugo Weaving, man. And you talk about the original trilogy, dude. He's damn near a scene stealer as Agent
Oh
Smith.
yeah, oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hugo Weaving, that's a guy I follow as an actor, but his Agent Smith, but this new guy, you know, this new guy, I think like we've agreed on some other scenes we already talked about. You know what I'm saying? It's an homage to the original, yet he
But
can
it's
put
his
his
own
own
thing. Yeah,
right,
he's got his
man.
own
Because
I tell
feeling to
you
it.
what I loved about his character more than the other ones, because
Mhm.
Morpheus was getting subtle messages like frequencies to kind of start figuring out that, oh, I'm not just an agent.
right,
I'm starting to see things a little differently. Smith knew who he was the whole time, and he was just playing the game.
right,
So I loved when that character was talking about like what's supposed to be regular. We run this video game company shit, but the undertones and the things he was saying was direct shit that Smith said to Neo in the movies. I thought that was cold blooded.
right.
Because he don't know what he's saying. I mean, the funny thing is, you can tell it's like doing something when he hears it, but he don't know what it is. And fucking Smith, in pure Smith douchebaggery fashion, he's just shooting
Douchebaggery.
shots every time he's talking to him. He's just daggering him, and he doesn't even know it. It's hilarious, really.
Yeah, like you said, what is he doing it without knowing he's doing it?
Yeah,
Yes, that's some of the funniest shit. But I tell
Dude,
you what, man, when that whole run, when he was talking to him, and then in the movie when it's showing just Neo going to work, and
Uh-huh.
then the people in the office talking about the next
the
Matrix,
loop.
and then he's on the treadmill, bro.
The loop.
I watched
I
that shit, and I was
I-
like, that really feels like life sometimes, bro.
Yeah.
I feel
Exactly.
like that exact fucking same thing.
and see, I've named that whole montage the loop. Okay, because that's our lives, man. This is one of the major themes when you talk about the Matrix as a franchise. You know what I'm saying? That monotony, you know what I'm saying? And just feeling trapped. You know, like you know what I'm saying, like a hamster on a wheel or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You know,
That's
Neo's going
definitely
to
what
work.
it was.
Neo's going to work. All the other designers are
He's working out. Yeah.
trying to motherfuckers are playing ping pong. Neo sitting in a fucking hot, you know, in a bubble bath with a duck on his head, which I thought was so dope.
Yeah, as soon as I saw it, my hell yeah.
I don't know what the symbolism is per se, but just visually, I'm like, that's dope as shit. You know, Neo and the pills. And I love how I think it was like that last shot of that whole montage. And he's got a huge hand of him. And they go into this dope ass slow-mo, man. And they're leaving his hand. And the camera's literally following the pills to the sink. And by the time it gets to the sink, there's already been like a pile of pills.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, he's starting to, you know what I'm saying? Because that whole
Starting to wake
montage,
up.
yeah. Because like Jay, like y'all said, as soon as that whole sequence starts, you know what is like you said, Jay, what he's on the treadmill. The other
Yeah.
designers are bitching and fussing and shit, and it's that monotony, man. And yeah, that whole sequence is critical. I don't give a fuck. That shit was dope.
It showed that like he was slowly starting to break through. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he started to recognize the pattern, like you're talking about the wheel. It's just over and over the same thing. You know, like even it got to points where people were repeating the same lines, but it
Yup.
was in a different situation, like different time of day. They were wearing different clothes. They were in a different
Right.
position in the room.
His so-called business partner, because like in that montage, you know, he said the one thing over and over again: we have to revolutionize gaming once again. And it's
Yeah.
like, wait, he said that like 3 or 4 different times in this montage, but he had different clothes on. We all know it was a different day, supposedly.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. All that
And
shit.
I think that was dope when the second go around, when Morpheus brought the pills out, he said, and when he showed him the blue pill, he's like, and you can keep doing this every day, forever. And he was like, fuck. Took that red pill.
Yep.
Yeah.
Forever.
Like, fuck that, bro. Give me that fucking red pill. I don't care what that means. I'd rather do that than that shit again.
J-Wall knows what that feels like because he's married forever.
Shit. That ain't the problem. I gotta go to work forever. if I showed up to work one day and some dude was in the parking lot, I'd be like, hey, bro, you take this blue pill, you're just gonna go in there and clock in and go to work forever. Or you take this red pill and you're gonna wake up on a yacht. I'd be like, red pill, please.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, sir. I would definitely take that.
Can I have two? Shit. Fuck.
All right. Before we go any deeper, real quick, fellas, I think we're gonna take a little advertisement break. Shout out our sponsor here at Blurred Minds Media, and we'll go ahead and shout out maybe one of the other shows, and then we'll get right back into this and wrap it up if that's all right with y'all, two fellas.
Let's get it. I'm sick of this fuck. What's good? It's your man, Apocalypse. Having to remind y'all once again to check out our good friend, Blurred Minds Media comrade and sponsor, Adrian Richardson and his original Peacock shoe line. All right. New Year's here. I'm going to say it loud and clear. You need to dare to be different. Think outside that box. All right. Cop these joints ASAP. Please check out Adrian Richardson's original Peacock shoe collection. Peacock shoe collection. Excuse me. Genuine.
He got a shoe.
Yes, and it's genuine 100% Italian leather. Okay. All right, mixed with the finest quality of suede. All right, variety of colors and styles are presented. All right, you need to dare to be different and think outside that box. Check out Adrian Richardson Peacock line. You cop those joints ASAP. Also, real quick, shout out to Rochelle Richardson, aka Shell Chic and Unique Beauty Supply and Jewelry. All right. Y'all know Valentine's Day is about to creep up on y'all. All right. Some of you sorry ass loser motherfuckers need to get something for that stank ass bitch you fucking with. So you might as well have her looking a little fly and save some money. All right. Premium jewelry, discount prices. All right. Jewelry and accessories of a wider range. All right. Rochelle Richardson. Shell Chic and Unique, okay? Kiosk in St. Matthew's Mall, all right? Run out there, check her out. Lovely lady, all right? You're going to be happy with her selections, and you're definitely going to be happy with her prices, all right? So there it is. Boom. One.
Real quick, man. Let them know about what you got going on Monday nights.
You know what? This is going to be it.
My friend.
Yeah, this is it, man. Blurred Minds Media coming back hard. Monday Night Mayhem. Boom. All right. Me and Uncle Eugene back in the whip, riding dirty again. He's going to drop a special feature segment. Okay. I think we're going to call this one The Vaults Lost and Found. All right. I am not giving up the goods. All right. Y'all going to have to check in and check out our good man, The Vault, to check out his special feature segment. And we're going to split that show in half because we're going to go back to the Monsters of Mayhem, aka Killer Kaijus. All right, I'm breaking out the true big gun, the one and only Yokozuna. Heavyweight lovers in the house, y'all. Heavyweight lovers in the house. All right, so Monday Night Mayhem, 8 p.m. We are back at it. Okay, Lost and Found segment with the Vault / a Killer Kaiju Monsters of Mayhem spotlight feature. Yokozuna's in the building, bitches. Check it. Man, I love the new theme music, J Wall. I do.
That
Sounds
was pretty
good.
dope as
Sounds
hell,
good.
man.
All right, fellas. Well, let's get back in. When we left off, we left with the switch of Agent Smith and the hamster wheel that was Neo's Matrix life once he got introduced to it. But there seemed to be something that he just couldn't shake. Something that always seemed to be on his mind, and it seemed to be really the tone and the whole underlying mission of the movie, and that was Miss Trinity.
Carrie Ann Moss. There she is.
I got a question right off the bat. Maybe I missed it. Maybe y'all can figure it out real quick. When they're in the coffee shop, actually, this brings me to 2 points.
Okay.
So, okay, hey. All right, well here I'm gonna go away from Trinity just for a second, and this one's gonna run us right back into her. Okay, so when
Bunny.
Bunny is the window washer, and she sees Neo going to jump off the building.
Right.
He's a bald dude. Then
Right.
when they show him what he looks like to the people, he's the long-haired old gray dude.
Right.
Which is a totally different dude from the bald dude. So that's what they see. So my question is, was there any explanation of the switch from looking like the bald dude to the old gray-haired dude?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they actually talked about it like whenever they were in the atrium. Whenever he actually did take the red pill and started going through
DSI.
Yeah.
DSI. The
Yeah.
machine. The machine.
So he was constantly, his appearance was constantly changing. He didn't just look like one other dude once. It was always different.
It
gotcha.
was to
Because at
keep.
first I was like,
It was to keep the people that were like actually plugged into the Matrix away from him. They could never track him down because it's pretty much. I'm trying to think of it. Your pretty much your code.
Yeah.
They can't trace the code if it constantly loops to something new. Like you constantly get put on a new code every 10 minutes.
Got you.
Because that same.
Well, that explains it. So that takes me into Trinity and why I looped that together.
Okay.
Was there ever any mention to her? Like, did she look like Trinity all the time in the Matrix 2, or did she look like somebody else?
She looked like somebody else as well.
Did they do the?
Yeah.
So they did the same thing to her.
Yeah, they did it to both of them.
Did they ever show what she looked like?
Other
than her.
No, they did one point.
That's why
I was
kind of confused. I didn't know.
It was in a mirror shot. You only saw like her reflection, and it was for like a second. Other than that, that was about the only time they did it.
Okay.
See, the only reason I thought the only time I thought they made mention to it was when she asked him about his character in the game. She said she thought it looked a lot like her, and she said, "But my husband can't see it." So I was like, maybe that was to it. You know what I mean?
No, they definitely saw each other because that's what like Bunny explains is like she saw him and then she saw him. Like she saw the bald guy, and then it just seeing him woke her up inside the Matrix, and then she saw Neo. Like that's what she saw, two different people jumping from the roof.
Got you. Okay, all right. So when introduced to Trinity, and then when you kind of understand her role throughout this storyline, what are y'all thinking about it? What did you think about that first scene when they're in the coffee shop together, and then like kind of how it played through through before they they re-met again, I guess. You know what I mean? What did you think about that whole deal?
Well, like, as far as the movie itself, I understood why they did it, and so from that regard, it made sense. All right. As a fan of the franchise, I'm not gonna. For me, it felt weird. I'm like, they really don't know each other. I'm not used. I wasn't used to like literally seeing that on screen depicted. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was it was like foreign territory. I'm like, what? Like they really don't like she really don't. You know what I'm saying? Like it blew me. It threw me off, man. Yet I understood why they had it like that. Okay.
Well, he didn't know who
Right.
she was either. Like he knew that like he was infatuated with her and all that stuff, but he didn't know why. He didn't know.
Yeah.
He just the game was like his dreams or his imagination, and he
Right.
just the way what's the new guy that was a psychiatrist? What they call him?
Oh fuck. The shrink. Oh, I forgot his
The
name.
shrink. I can't remember what they called him.
Fucking little Dookie Howser ass.
Yeah, he kept telling him, it's like, it's like you have a very
that
vivid
dickhead.
imagination, and just kept pushing like you know this person because you saw them once, and your imagination built the story around them.
Right.
So in his own mind, he's like, well, I've seen her face a lot, so therefore, she becomes a part of his story,
Yeah.
and that's about all he knows about her.
But yeah, but I ain't gonna lie. Initially, to see them on screen and not know that felt weird. But I realized that was just from me being a fan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And understanding movie making, I'm like, yeah, they had to do it like that. This makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it led back to the whole thing is where it kind of fed into the story real well. Like he had to keep them close, but not too close.
Right. See,
And
I guess it's that whole, like I said, deja vu theme.
And, you know, honestly, when he broke that down about them, they're around each other, but they know each other, but they don't know each other, but they're always kind of in close proximity to each other, and that kind of is what makes a lot of what happens in his world. I can't lie. When I was saying that, I was like, dude, you all jacked this storyline. I've heard it before.
Yeah.
This is Hancock.
It's Hancock.
Tell me this is not Hancock.
Yeah.
It's Hancock.
It's fucking Hancock. Come
on. Beans being having amnesia,
and
not
how
knowing
about
each
them?
other.
They were married. Yeah. They're sitting in the thing eating spaghetti. He don't know who the fuck she is. You know what I mean? The only difference was she kind of knew who he was. She just didn't act like she didn't. But nevertheless, I was like, I think y'all jacked that one. But to me, dude, you know what, man? When I was watching it, you know the scene that they show with them two in the little like cruiser fucking thing crashing, and that was like the last time they was together before they got killed or whatever, when they were going to the other robot world, or what do they call machine planet or something like that.
City of the Machines.
I really wish instead of starting with the original opener, but not the original opener, dude, I wish they would have started with like that. You know what I mean? Like that crash, how they ended up dying, how, you know, and how like how the Matrix and they kind of like reanimated them and kept them alive, and everybody else died. I wish they kind of would have just shown I wish they kind of would have led into that more, you know, shown more of it, because they alluded to it and shown flashes of it. But dude, I think if they would have done like the first 30 minutes of the movie with like tying that up and then like dropping into where they were now, I don't know. To me, I kind of wish they would have spun it like that a little bit. You know what I mean? And to me, honestly, the pursuit to get somebody back awake that they kept alive, they did it with Trinity. Obviously, it's the love affair, you know. But like I said, it really felt a lot. It really felt a lot Hancockish, you know. but I think they could have spun that too in the narrative and made Trinity flip it and make Trinity Morpheus for Neo trying to fucking reawake Morpheus in this thing. I think you could have
brought her back
both ways. Yeah,
like her is the one that like gave Neo the red pill.
The problem,
have her. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Because I think they could have flipped it. I think they could have flipped it either way, man. You know what I mean? But I'm not saying they should have. I'm just saying I could see where you could play with that storyline a little bit, because I felt like they kept it vague enough where you could have really pulled flipped a little character here and there and kind of
Yeah.
got the same result. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I do love, though, did y'all notice another throw to the first one? When he's sitting there in the loop and he's sitting there eating the steak. And remember the bald dude that sold him out in the first
Cypher.
one, all he wanted
Yeah.
was the steak.
Cypher. Oh, I noticed that too, man. I'm like,
Yes.
son of a bitch. There are so many Easter eggs and nods to the original in this Resurrection film. You know what I'm saying? And that's
Yeah.
not by accident. It's not coincidence. I love how they do it. For real. I did, man. I did.
So, okay, so we got basically, you know, people in the Matrix in the current day have heard about this legend Neo, figured out that they pretty much know that they can find him, reactivate. They know he's still out there because the girls done seen him before.
Mhm.
So then the storyline kind of goes from their pursuit for him to his pursuit to find Trinity.
Right.
So as we're going through that, like I said, Mr. Smith is still in here in the play. Morpheus is in here as well again. So a big guy in the first three was the architect. So and then they kind of flipped the architect to the shrink. Correct? Is that how you all kind of gathered that as well? He was. So how do y'all feel about Doogie Howser being kind of the baddest motherfucker in a Matrix movie? And how did you think he did with it?
I think he did amazing. Like he nailed the part.
He plays a good creepy douchebag. He does.
That's the thing. Like he started out as you didn't expect him. You didn't expect him to be in the position he was, but the minute he was revealed as the evil or the villain of the movie, he fell right into that part. Like when he becomes a villain, he has a very punchable face, and like you just hate him. And he like you even said, like he's a douchebag. He fits that position so well as far as a villain goes. And I just have to like tip my hat to old Doogie Howser. He did amazing on that part. I think they did an awesome casting job for him.
Yeah, honestly, Neil Patrick Harris is a good fucking actor.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. He looks goofy as fuck, but he's a damn good actor, really.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, like you said, he's got a very punchable face. That scene where Trinity's just fucking mopping him was hilarious.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't trust him off top. As soon as I seen him, I'm like, nope.
I think
mean, she came back in there on this type of shit.
Yeah, his roundhouse kicked him right in the jaw.
But no, as soon as I seen him, I'm like, no. Because I've seen my fair share of shrinks over the years. Okay. And
bartenders aren't shrinks, man. I'm sorry.
What?
I said bartenders aren't shrinks, Chris.
No, I mean legitimate licensed shrinks, motherfucker. Like okay. And you can't trust a fucking shrink for shit. All right. Because all a shrink is some fucking snooty asshole trying to tell you how to handle your problems because they can't cope with theirs. All right. Soon as I seen him, I'm like, my antennas were up. So when it was revealed him being the architect, cool story twist, yet I wasn't surprised. I was not surprised one bit. Because me and Shrinks, no, fuck that. But shout out to Neil Patrick Harris. He did do a hell of a job, man, playing him. Oh, yeah. So, hey, I'm going to tell you one of my favorite Neil Patrick Harris roles. Does anybody remember the original Starship Troopers?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Dude, I love that movie.
I loved him in there, man, because he was like the military
and spinoffs, but the first one was
no,
badass.
The spinoff sucked. No, I'm talking about the original. Because he was like the military intelligence guy for them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, when they found, Neil Patrick, Doogie Howser came a long fucking way. That shit. Yeah. What was that show that was on forever? The How I Met Your Mom.
Yeah,
he was fucking hilarious in Harold and Kumar.
Oh,
yes.
He had me crying laughing.
Dude,
at
I
that
forgot
fucking
all.
movie.
I forgot all about that as far as
It's like,
Neil
here's
Patrick Harris. Damn.
$2,500 for the cleaning bill. Here's an extra $500 for the stains in the back.
Exactly. But yeah, him as the shrink / architect. I mean, like Derek said, casting, boom. His role, the way he portrayed it, nailed it.
Oh
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
perfect.
Yet I wasn't surprised. That wasn't no plot twist to me. I was just like, I fucking knew it. Because soon as I seen him, I'm like, yep, this is where it started to go bad. I knew it's where it was going to start to go bad. It never goes good once the shrink comes in play. Name me a movie. Name me one. Don't worry, I'll wait.
Yeah. I mean, unless it's analyze this, then
Well,
you know,
I mean, yeah,
Billy Crystal's a fucking G in that movie.
yeah. But otherwise, when once the shrink shows up, man, especially in something a movie like this, nah, it's
Throw him back
gonna
up there
go.
on the screen real quick. I want to point something out about him.
Oh, Neil Patrick Harris?
Yeah.
Yep. Let me here we go. Boom.
The one thing that really drew me to him and knew that he was going to be big are those glasses. The blue glasses. They kept where he kept giving them the blue pills and like the colors throughout the movie.
I didn't notice that before. Holy shit.
Yeah, like the stuff that was for the Matrix to keep Neo in the Matrix was always had to deal with blue, while
Right.
the ones trying to break him out were red.
It's Crimson Bloods, Matrix style.
Dude, but hey, man, I mean, like you said with the glasses and all the subliminal messaging and throws to like the first movie and the subliminal messaging in the first movie, and just kind of like, and even like we said with Smith saying things that were like things in the old movie, but Neo has no idea that what he's really referencing. Is it just me, or did this whole movie kind of have like kind of an eerie tone to it throughout the whole movie? You know what I mean? Like kind of just like, damn, it's almost like it's like kind of like fucked up watching the whole thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when you talk about a universe, I mean, the Matrix is a strange universe. When you talk about a franchise, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's okay. Any idiot with a brain can watch Fast and Furious. Okay.
True.
There's not much
no depth to it. Yeah.
Right. You feel what I'm saying? But when you talk about the Matrix, you wouldn't believe how many, I guess, arguments or whatever I got into it with fans, other friends of mine that wasn't a fan of the Matrix. You know what I'm saying? This shit's stupid, but no, you're slow as fuck.
Yeah, you don't understand it.
You're too shallow in your thinking. You know what I'm saying? So already knowing that going in, you know what I'm saying? And when J-Wall talks about that eerie just feel as far as the Resurrections film, yeah. That's all day. Because the Matrix is a strange world regardless. When you talk about what's the Matrix and versus the real world, and the battle against the machines and, these rogue programs and, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's a pretty heavy thing.
To me, like the first three, I mean, we're kind of heavy concepts, and like when you was reading between the lines and really hearing what they were actually saying. But at the same time, I feel like they still had a kind of an upbeat feel as far as action, kung fu, like sci-fi storyline. This one to me had more of a creepy mental vibe to it, more than the other ones to me. You know what I mean? Almost kind of like the Dark Knight. You know what I mean? It's Batman. These are Batman characters, but it had a whole nother darker feel to it.
It was gritty and real.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Derek. My bad.
Oh, you're good, man. It was gritty. It was real. It was letting you know that, like, after the original trilogy was over, everything wasn't rainbow and sunshine. There were still problems going on. The machines were still very active. Humanity was still like even worse than whenever you found them in the movie. Like, it is humans still fighting the machines, still in that war and trying to rebuild. And that, he may have shown them a little glimpse of hope and light, but in the end, you're still fighting for the survival of humans.
Right.
Easily just be trapped back in that loop, that hamster wheel of the Matrix.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right. And
So
see
how do you, oh,
go ahead.
go ahead. My bad.
Well,
No,
no,
go ahead.
just to follow up, just to follow up on what Derek was saying real quick. When you talk about the mental themes of the Matrix as a franchise, you know what I'm saying? When you
Yeah.
talk about, breaking free, okay, really opening your eyes and having a better understanding of your surroundings and what's going on. You look at the real world, the world we live in, 1999, when the first Matrix came out. Okay. And you flash forward 20 plus years later with Resurrections. We as a society have not gotten better.
No.
Okay. We have not. And
Holy shit.
What?
You just saying that, dude. Because like I said,
What?
like I just said, this one was more dreary, kind of
Right. And
honestly,
I'm saying
it seemed a little bit more disheartening. And then when you say that, and I think about what you just said, 1999, the first Matrix, and kind of the feel of that movie, and kind of the excitement about that movie,
right.
And then this one, and if you look at the world from 1999 to 2022, that's deep.
Yeah.
Because the world has gotten darker and shittier and more cynical.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And see, once again, just like when
Fuck you
Derek
for pointing that out.
Thank you very much. Thank you to be such a bright, shining beacon on humanity. But
it's 2022.
It's eye opening. Shit.
But see, to me, that's symbolic. Just like, okay, when Derek pointed out earlier, Neo's just dreary look. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like all that.
Beat down.
And I know how the Wachowski brothers think. As far as movie making mode, I know how they get down. All right, and everything when you talk about this Matrix Resurrection, like you said, the whole feel. Now it's shot, it's polished, it still looks like the Matrix. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like they cheapened out. Okay, but when you talk about a lot of the lighting, a lot of the mood, you know what I'm saying, just a lot of things in her, like you said, it's dark, it's dreary. It's so representative of our society now versus 20 plus years ago in the first Matrix.
Right.
Yeah.
Just jumping on the panel live from the cab. Our man out on the fucking road out here in the blizzard doing his thing. The Godfather, JD. What's happening, my friend?
What it do, people?
What up, fool?
What's good, man? We out here live and in charge, looking out the big picture window. Ain't shit else to do. Y'all see my new home.
Okay. Nice digs.
Slick looking, yeah. That is nice looking cab, bub.
Yeah, I need to make my bed, but I don't see no need because I'm gonna get back in as soon as I get done with y'all.
Yeah.
Feel that, man. Well, shit,
I climbed out and put a shirt on.
Hell yeah. Well, we've been running about an hour. We've been kind of just breaking down different scenes and thoughts and likenesses from the old movies. But you done seen this movie, so why don't you give us kind of just a little overlay of what you thought about it as far as from the old ones to the new ones, and you watching this, what'd you think of it holistically, my friend, or what, if anything, really stood out to you about it?
The only thing that really stood out to me was everybody showed, you could see the age on everybody. You could literally look at Keanu Reeves and the chick that played Trinity and tell that it had been some years since they did the Matrix. You could see the age in their face, which was a good thing. But at the same time, it was like, because if they would have changed those two characters to somebody else, I probably never would have watched it.
No,
and the Matrix
definitely not.
The Matrix
they knew what they're doing.
The Matrix is a series of movies that I'll definitely always watch it. I'll literally go back and watch from the first one all the way through, because they're just movies you can always watch. So, but yeah, it was what was crazy was when they did the makeup job. I thought that was crazy that they did the makeup job on what's her name?
Oh, and Jada
What's it?
Pinkett,
Jada Pinkett Smith. Yeah, yeah.
man.
That was crazy to me. And
And
I
tell you the
really
truth,
want.
man, when she came out, I was surprised because I didn't see that character coming. And then when she was the one, the general. Now I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it took me a minute. I had to literally listen to her voice to realize, oh, they made her look that old. They didn't. They
Yeah,
didn't. They didn't let her. They didn't let her come out in her regular because she's aged too since she did that movie, and it would have worked for them either way. But they literally made her look that old.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But
But
from where she's at right there to the timeline, what they say it was 60 years from the last
Mhm.
time
yeah,
that. Yeah, so yeah,
yeah,
she
and
put on a rough
I
60.
I think they no, I think they did that because I think they did that to try to tell people once you go back in to the Matrix, you don't age. Even though
Yeah,
Trinity
you just don't
and
have a
Neo looked like
perpetual loop.
they had aged, they didn't look like they was 60 years older.
Yeah,
But
I
the
think
movie
the dope thing
itself,
is too. I think it's where they got a little age on them because it was some years after like they had won the final battle in the third movie to them dying and then being reanimated. So you know what I mean. So it kind of even for the timeline made sense for them to have a little seasoning on them. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Right.
yeah. I want somebody. I want to see somebody. I want to Google it and know why Lawrence Fishburne didn't come back.
Dude, there's been so many conflicting reports about that, and ain't no telling which ones are true. I mean, it's been everything to salary to scheduling conflicts because they got this last season of Blackish he's still shooting. I mean, dude,
Yeah,
it's
because like I was talking about too, with where you could have flipped Morpheus for Trinity in that pursuit to wake up somebody else from the original. Honestly, Morpheus could have played Jada Pinkett Smith's character real easy too, and they come back and he's the general. You know what I mean? That could have
Yeah,
been
yeah,
an easy way to put the old Morpheus back in there and introduce the new one that they had in the movie. You know what I mean? Because obviously they weren't supposed to be, or they weren't the same person, so they really could have both been in it.
right. I
So
feel you on that.
yeah. That's the only bad thing
and then
about
what
sequels,
did they
especially long years down the road.
what did they say the reason the new one was what a computer generated Morpheus?
He was a
It's a new
program that Neo made.
yeah. He made that program and left it.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, I didn't really understand that. I was just like, okay, but that ain't Morpheus. So why Morpheus ain't in a pod? They didn't bring him back. They didn't put him back in a pod and bring him back out.
That's what I said
I
earlier. I
suppose.
think they really could have played with the storyline and flipped the pursuit to get Trinity back out after they got Neo to go get Morpheus. I think they could have made that a thing too. You know what I mean?
Well, I tell
But
you what.
the bad thing is Keanu Reeves been drinking some motherfucker. He's a vampire or something. He's been drinking motherfucking blood in the middle of the night or something. Because even though he does got age on him, he still don't look like he's aged that much. Now, if you put Lawrence
Oh no.
Fishburne in there now, they're gonna have to be like, well, your pod was cracked, so you actually did put a little age on, brother. Like you was in the pod, you was in there,
Yeah.
but you still somehow got old as shit. Because you see him in black, it's like granddaddy Morpheus. You know what I mean?
right.
Well,
Like,
it's
people like,
probably gonna
fuck
be
your
just
red
what
and
you
blue
said.
pill. I need my liver pills.
I need my
I
liver
guarantee you,
pill.
it's gonna be just what you said. They bring him back in that motherfucker. He's gonna be the general.
Yeah, that's the only
So it
really
don't
role he
matter if
can
he
play
aged
with
like it.
as much real age he put on him. You know what I mean? Unless they
Right.
Yeah.
do what they did in The Irishman and do a full CGI and make him look young like they did
De Niro.
Robert De Niro.
That shit was
But
crazy how
that
they
would have
did
been
that.
that really kind of would have been whack though. Because I like The Irishman, but at the same time, it's like like this is all fake.
Yeah. That shit
Yeah,
was
this is
wild how
all
they did this.
bullshit.
Like there's no fucking way Joe Pesci looks like that. So as far as other characters, man, that came back, what do you think about the reintroduction of this young lady?
Damn.
Is she popping up? Anybody see?
Yeah,
it?
she's
Yeah,
up.
she
Yeah.
popped up.
That was
But I'm trying to.
Okay, it's slow on
Was
my
that the
end.
kid that bent the spoon?
No, that was the
No.
the young girl with the oracle. Wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the young
that
girl
was
with the oracle, but
the
that
girl
ain't her.
whose
She was
dad
Asian.
was getting on the train.
That's the
girl whose
girl.
dad wrote programs and he was getting on the train with the train.
Right, in the
Remember
second
that?
one, Reloaded. Yeah, from the second one,
The
Reloaded.
little girl was talking to him when he was at the train station.
Oh, I don't even remember.
Yeah.
You know what?
What?
I might have to go back and watch that one.
Yeah, the second one, Reloaded. Matrix Reloaded. When Neo's in the train station. Okay, there's a I don't know if they're Indian, like from India or Middle Eastern descent, but there's a family and they have a daughter. Okay.
I remember the family.
You remember the daughter?
Yeah.
That's her now.
I didn't realize that.
That's her.
Well, that's because you suck. That's
well.
And here's
because
my thing. Now, this is the Matrix, so not for nothing, whatever. But the funny thing is, now look at her, and I'll go ahead and lay mine out, and I'll give it up to the panel, round robin. But I would say through this movie, I give her the trophy for hottest female role, for sure.
I don't know, man.
Anybody got a rebuttal?
Yeah, I got a
I
rebuttal.
know you're on the Gilfs, man. So you probably like Trinity or
Niobe.
Yeah,
No,
you probably like her because I know you like him Gilfs.
No, I do, but she would not. She is not she wouldn't be in my Gilf inventory. You know what I'm saying?
No, she
but
can't,
real
she
talk,
can't get nothing now.
Yeah, but real talk, the chick that plays Bunny, because as a matter of fact, the little escape scene shootout with her and Neo or whatever, and
okay,
so what I'm saying is
real quick, hold on, real quick for the rest of the panel. JD Derek, between her,
she got booty, she got ass,
and her.
Neither.
Neither.
You know, Bunny's little sidekick, the other girl.
Yeah.
What was her name?
They didn't really say her name, but she had a body on her. That was the hottest female role in the movie.
Okay,
so you're giving her that vote. You're going with Bunny. I'm going with the girl from the train station.
Okay.
JD, where are you stacking in on this?
I'm definitely going with the little chick that bent the spoon. I didn't need to see her body. I seen her face and I was like, oh, you turned out to be very beautiful. I'm going to go watch it again just so I can see that chick that you talking about. But yeah, I thought, hey, the little girl that bent the spoon, she turned out to be a beautiful, beautiful woman.
You just want to paint that
they
face,
did
don't
all right, man.
You just want to paint that face, don't you?
I want to do
here's
a
the
lot
funny
of
thing
things.
on the timeline. Think about it. During the time when she was a little girl and got introduced to the movies at the train station, she was probably, what do you say, like 6, 7, 8
years old. Right.
So what I'm saying is, after 60 years, she smoked Jada Pinkett Smith.
Yeah.
She's 68, 69 is around there if you follow the timeline of the movie. So,
but the thing of it is, she was in the Matrix.
Hellified body oil.
I think she was in the Matrix. So we looking at Matrix time versus real time.
Right.
It may be 60 years real time. Matrix time, she ain't. All she did was got grown.
Thanks.
Yeah, she grew up.
So here's the thing about her and why I really kind of bring her up as well. I didn't catch this the first go around. I think I maybe was looking for it, so I caught it the second go around. Like maybe I Jedi mind tricked myself into seeing something maybe. But I thought, they plugged her. It was an ode to, and it kind of helped move the story along, and the story with her dad, kind of pushed the narrative of what we were watching along anyway. So I thought maybe that's just why they interjected her as another blast from the past. But then I seen this, and I watched it again, and I started to think, Possibly, because there was one person that didn't make it in the movie, we thought, which was the Oracle. But did any of you all make this comparison to her actually being the Oracle?
Oh man! And now
Yeah,
when you
because they
bring
said
it
that the
up, it's like,
Oracle
oh
just
shit!
disappeared.
She may be the new Oracle.
Because
I mean, the
remember they
thing of
said
it,
that she was old tech and she got scrubbed when they uploaded the new Matrix. But
Right.
what if in fact this is the Oracle now?
Well,
Did
I
any of
think
y'all pick up that vibe watching the movie?
I think
they
she's
didn't-
the original Oracle because they said the original Oracle just disappeared. They
Right.
didn't give any explanation.
Yeah.
Like she just left. And
Well,
her
what she
little
said was Bunny said there was a purge, and I think that's where when in that fight scene when all those old characters came back out that couldn't leave the Matrix and couldn't really be shot and killed that easy.
yeah.
I thought that was kind of that purge is what took the Oracle out. I thought that's what Bunny had told him when he asked about the Oracle.
See, I didn't notice that the first time I watched. See, I was planning on watching it again probably this weekend anyway. Now I'm definitely gonna have to do that for real.
I
For
am
real.
too. But that's the thing. It's so much to it. You definitely got to watch it more than once to catch, because it's spoilers in it and everything. And they left it really wide open for them to do something else with it when they decide to do something else with it.
yeah.
Right.
It's funny. I watched it
three.
3 times. I've watched it 3 times, and I came out with 3 different thoughts on it. The first time, I was like, that was stupid.
Mm-hmm.
The second time, I was like, I see where they're going, but I feel like it's sloppy. The third time I watched it, I was like, okay, I see what you did there. All right, I understand. I got you. You know what I mean? Like, I had to watch it 3 different times, bro. It's not one of them things you could, like, have on in the background, barely glance at, look at your phone, and then you figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, you really got to watch this movie. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly, man.
Yeah, the first time I actually watched it, I was not a fan of it. I was like, it's too empty. It doesn't have any substance to it. And then I watched it again and saw all the little things that were in it, and I was like, it blew my mind a little bit on it. I was like, holy shit! All the like the undertones of the whole movie, it's crazy.
And the funny thing was, I hated almost every kind of remade character in it the first time I watched it. I was like, the new Mr. Smith, I was like, there's no way you're as bad as this motherfucker. This is one of the most easily hated villains in any movie. He is such an outstanding douchebag. And what tops the cake off, he will absolutely fuck you up. You know what I mean? Like, he is not no fucking like, he ain't no bitch. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then when you get that guy, and then you get fucking this dude, and I was like, ain't no fucking way. But the funny thing is, that dude to me, after watching it 3 times, seems even more maniacal than the other dude, just because it's like it's almost like he's wearing a mask. You know what I mean?
Because it's like okay, with the original Agent Smith, they're obvious adversaries when we talk about him and Neo. Like, you know what I'm saying? And with this one, it's like JD, how did I say it in the country? Fox in the hen house? Did I get it right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, there's the first Agent Smith, man, and not that it's bad, but there's a blatantness to him.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, he's unapologetic. You know, boom. He just goes hard, nonstop. This motherfucker's kind of slimy and sneaky. Like when we first meet him. And I thought that brought a different dynamic to Smith. That's the side of Smith. What do you got? Like more cunning, I guess.
Well, I mean, you look at how the character is. Like, he even explains at one point he's had to hide in order to survive. He's had to be cunning. He had to be slimy and sneaky. He had to stay under the radar to outlast like we talked about earlier, the purge.
It's like an evolution of his character.
Yeah.
It made it seem like he learned shit from fucking with Neo.
Mm.
Literally, that's what it seemed like to me. He learned He learned how to maneuver the Matrix simply from his encounters with Neo. So he got slicker at doing it.
Right.
So I could work with the Agent Smith change.
Mm-hmm.
I really didn't dig the new Morpheus because I just felt like that new dude just didn't fit the fuck in.
Right.
I mean, it wasn't that his acting was bad. I just didn't feel like he fit in. But that was just me. And you know, I like action movies. That's my favorite thing is action movies. So I ain't went back and watched it again for anything. And the first time I watched it, I just literally watched it for the action scenes to see what type of green screen tricks they was gonna put in there with the action.
Right.
Okay, even with Neil coming from out of the pod again, I felt like he was supposed to come in and kick everybody's ass. And I'm like, okay, I'm really getting disappointed because Neo, even though he holding his own, to me, him holding his own is like him lightweight taking an ass whooping. I ain't digging that.
Oh Lord.
So I'm literally gonna have to go back and watch it again.
I've heard this speech from you before. Season 7, Walking Dead season premiere. You didn't even make it through the whole episode. I can't take Rick. I can't handle seeing Rick like this. And blah, blah, blah.
I made it through the first scene.
Jay Wall, look. Jay Wall,
I got him left.
Jay Wall, he left me, bro. He straight walked out on me.
I got him left because I couldn't watch.
Negan rules. Fuck that.
I couldn't watch Negan make Rick into a bitch.
What? Dude, how many times have I told you, man? A hero cannot rise if a hero doesn't fall.
Man, I don't give a fuck what you say. I ain't trying to be nobody's motherfucking hero, but I ain't nobody's bitch neither. Negan and nobody else. So if a bitch is what you're trying to make out of me, then I'm dying. But I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die with my dick in my hand, not with my balls tucked.
Right.
It is what it is. And I couldn't deal with it. I was like, are you serious? You done call yourself leading these people, and then you gonna let this guy come in out of no fucking where and just
Negan rules.
Punk out of you.
Negan rules.
I couldn't take it, man. I didn't feel like Neo should have took an ass whooping through the entire movie.
I tell you the part I laughed though when the dude asked him if he was gonna fly and he tried to do it and just didn't even move. He's like, "Nah, it don't happen like that." That's old. He was like, "Motherfucker."
He even hopped a little bit. He's like,
No, the
that's
ground
like me.
moved a
It's
little
like me
bit.
when I look up at a basketball goal. I'm like, I'll never touch that rim again.
But look, the ground moved a little bit. The ground moved a little bit, but it was like he couldn't get it. But what really fucked me up about the whole flying shit was the last fucking scene when they came in. Trinity is flying and pulling him, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna tell y'all.
That movie was definitely like chick roll heavy, though. You know what I mean? Like they definitely put the chicks on the forefront of it. Not mad at it. Not a sexist, ladies. Don't fucking call your goddamn local politician and try to cancel a motherfucker. But you know, I mean, it was chick heavy. But like you was talking about with Trinity. Here, I made this comparison earlier. I'm gonna see what you think about it. When I was listening to the whole thing of them two like having to be around each other, but not knowing each other, but they got to be close, dude.
The Hancock syndrome.
Was that not this?
Yeah,
I told Chris. It's the Hancock. I told Chris when I finished because I watched it before Chris. I watched it before anybody, and when I got done, I told Chris. I said it's like Hancock. And he was like, "What are you talking about?" I said, "They stronger together than they are apart."
Well, yeah.
And it's what it's turning into because it's turning into she's gonna be stronger than he is. They left that on the table just in case they decide to come back.
Tell you, man.
You got it. Next Matrix movie, star of the movie, most powerful person in the Matrix, Trinity. You could almost set your clock to it.
I can see that.
But you know what? If they made it the other Trinity from the first scene, I wouldn't be that mad because I knew from the jump that wasn't going to be the original Trinity because I was like, Trinity didn't fill out the back of that leather suit like that in the first one. Give her all the love in the world. I mean, she kicked them motherfuckers' ass, but she didn't fill out the back of that leather suit like that other one did. So, hey.
Nah.
Keep her on the payroll.
I thought that was a motherfucking flashback shot. I thought it was her. That wasn't her?
No, that's Bunny.
No. Not in the first scene. It was a whole nother actress playing her.
It was like a
rerun. No, Bunny was watching her.
Bunny was watching her. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, It was a whole nother Trinity in it. Because remember, it wasn't exactly the same storyline because she got caught.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you gonna make me watch that before I go back to sleep. Because I'm gonna have to slow that down and stop it because I got to see it.
Yeah. But
I told you I was watching for the action, and that was the scene that we seen in the beginning of the first movie. So I'm like, okay, that's a flashback. Move on. Let me see somebody else get their ass kicked.
You was too worried. You was too worried about watching. You was too worried about the ass whooping, about watching all the ass whooping in action, and not just watching the movie.
Yeah, but I did think it was cool that that they made her fuck with them motorcycles like a motorcycle builder because that bitch in every movie that she's ever jumped on, Ducati made a fortune. I know they did. They made a fortune. She's part of the reason Ducati has sold as many bikes as they sold in the last 15 years. Because of the way she ride.
Hey, that whole freeway sequence in Matrix Reloaded, especially when she's got the key maker on the back of that motorcycle, man, that shit's crazy. That whole sequence is crazy. But her on the bike, to me, highlights that.
My favorite scene, two of my most favorite, just like wild car chase scenes lately in movies have been Fast and Furious, The Fate of the Furious. The whole movie's trash, but listen, that fucking scene when the fucking cars are fucking coming out of the goddamn parking garage and it's raining cars and the whole traffic is just, all the traffic's controlled. That scene's nuts. Fucking nuts. If you just, fuck the whole movie, just that scene, crazy. And then when they're using the fucking people in the Matrix as bombs, dropping on them while they're fucking going down the street, that is nuts. I love that shit. That shit was crazy. Basically, the same scene in Fast and Furious, just take out bodies and add cars. But nevertheless, dope as fuck. It was wild.
I think they did amazing with that body thing, like just the sound effect and like the way the body hits the ground. It's so realistic. It's just it makes your skin crawl. Man. But
I ain't gonna lie, it fucked me up because I'm watching the movie, I'm seeing the chase, and then they click to the guy in the bed with his wife, and he jumps up like he's having a nightmare. And I'm looking like, what the fuck? And she was like, what is it? And he just jumps up and runs down the door. I said, oh, shit. I said, these motherfuckers done lost their mind.
Hey, what do y'all think about this new program, The Swarm?
I kind of like it.
I like it.
Especially the sequence on the train.
Yeah.
When they're trying to find that exit, when they got to go through the mirror.
Oh, yeah, when their eyes go all
green and shit. Yeah, The Swarm. I'm like,
Yeah, that was weird. Because I'm looking at the shit like, why the fuck he even got to take a pill?
Yeah. I tell you what do you
remember the pills are tracing? Remember the pills are tracing program?
Yeah, I remember, but.
Go ahead, my bad.
I remember the pill. And I remember, but I'm still looking like, okay, he's been out and he's Neo. Some shit to me just don't make sense. I mean, he's like the god of the Matrix. What the fuck he need a pill for? Just tell him what he been doing is bullshit, and they got him back in that motherfucker and let him go. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I didn't. That's like him not being able to fly. I'm like, okay, he's Neo. He's the god of the Matrix. What do you mean asking him if he can still fly?
Yeah, but bro, you gotta remember all the time that has passed between the original trilogy when he was doing all that shit, and then you flash forward to now. Okay, it's that like learning how to ride a bike type shit, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
no.
see, you wanted Neo to jump out of bed and just whoop everybody's ass. That's what you wanted.
Yeah.
Just say it.
Whoop everybody's ass and take off like Superman.
Then as a movie, it would make it kind of lame.
Hey, I don't care. Some TV ain't rational nowadays. Some
See?
movies ain't rational nowadays. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Derek,
If my
help me out
my
here.
life was a movie, if my life was a movie, I could go to sleep for 60 years. I still can shift these motherfucking gears. It's some shit you don't forget.
I
This
get
right
that.
here ain't like riding a bike. I almost fell off a bike at 45. I ain't gonna fall off this motherfucker now. Hell no.
I got you, Chris. No, what makes the reason why he came out like he did, not able to whoop everybody's ass while he's all rusty, he's been in the Matrix. Hell, the man died. He was literally dead, flatline, comatose, no life signs. Hell, they even showed part of him. Half of his skull was gone and part of his brain was gone. That man
that
is
was nuts.
barely even moved. Didn't even know who he was for 60 years. And
Man
he
can
comes
barely
back,
can barely function, and JD wants him to save the world again already. See,
yeah, like he comes out and just doesn't know what the hell's going on.
Did anybody ever did anybody see what they said he died from?
Yeah, he took a like it was some type of metal rod to the chest. Like he had a
You
chunk
talking
of
about okay?
yeah, like
The
at the end of
last
the third
movie.
one. Yeah.
That's what got okay. I didn't know that they was trying to say that's what killed him.
Yeah. Like he literally died.
He got impaled with that motherfucking rod. That shit was all the way through. Like, no, ain't no healing that shit.
Yeah, he's dead. Plus, he was blind. He had his eyes burnt out.
That shit was hilarious. From the second one,
Yeah.
my eyes! It's like Kelso on that '70s show when High would like slap him in his eye and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think because I mean that was my show. That show was hot when the last two Matrices came out, and then what is that? At the end of is that it's at the end of Reloaded when his eyes get burnt out, and he actually says, "Oh my eyes!" and I'm like, Kelso. I mean, couldn't help it. That's all I can think about. Sorry, Neo. Okay, I'm not sorry. I mean, can't help it, man. Triggers, man, they're everywhere.
But
right.
I will say this: from all the years that went by waiting on another Matrix, I still can give it a. I'll still give it a 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. That's exactly where I was about to go with it. So I was gonna get y'all's predictions out of 10, and going to wrap this up. So JD gives it an 8 out of 10. Explain how you come to 8 out of 10, sir.
I come to 8 out of 10 because they didn't use all the original cast didn't come back, but the cast that they did get to come back, they were major players in all the other movies, so you recognize them. They and the characters that they like the little girl that bent the spoon, they brought another girl in and grew her up, and that was a great thing. The girl from the train that y'all were talking about, they brought her in. She played her role. That was a good addition to the cast. All the old cast, them old guys that they couldn't get killed and all that, all of them showed back up. That was a wonderful. The scene was a little fucking slow for me, but you know what I'm saying. Cast wise, it was decent. The fight scenes were still decent, so I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I'll watch it again. I'll definitely do it.
8 out of 10. He'll watch it again.
All right.
All right. So moving on over. Derek, last thoughts. What do you give it of 1 to 10, and how you feel about it?
Well, to be honest, I probably give it a 7 out of 10. And the reason why that 7. It just kind of something you said earlier as well. I mean, it was very female heavy. It seemed like it was very ham-fisted with it. Like I'm not a fan of that stuff. You know you need to get your film to flow, like the story to flow. And there were a few times just in storyline in general, it felt like it drug way too long. Uh, like they could have gone more into what happened with the machines and the humans after it's all said and done, but they only gave it like a 5-minute explanation.
Yeah.
Like the story building and like the world building after it all happened, they didn't really explain much. They just focused on the love story of between Neo and Trinity, and I wasn't about it. To be honest. But overall, other than that, I mean, I think it was good. I'm not a fan of. Yeah, I'm not a fan of like. I understand it. Why Trinity got the power she has now, but you know, Neo's the one. He was the one prophesized. He is the most powerful. Like they're kind of going back against the original three, and until they explain that better or show it in a better way, I'm against it. I'm not for it. I think they're heading in the wrong direction, to be honest.
My man. Derek with the
Derek, you think they
7
trying to
out
make
of
Neo
10.
out of a punk, don't you? See, it ain't just me. Derek think they trying to make Neo out of a
No,
punk.
I don't think they made him a punk. I think they did Neo right. I mean, he came out of he was dead. He's been in a simulation for 80 years. He's gonna be rusty, real rusty. But
And honestly, if you think about it, dude, he looks like a dude like coming off of like fucking handfuls of Xanax for years. You know, he's been taking blue pills. Who knows what the fuck it's doing to his brain? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like a dude just going cold turkey off of fucking Oxycontin. He's a little fucked up right now.
oh yeah, oh yeah. And that's the thing. It's like they had him going through that, but Trinity not. Like, how did like it there's no real explanation. It's just like she got shoehorned into this great power while Neo literally had 3 movies to build his up, and on the 4th one he lost it all because he died. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a Mary Sue situation for me, and I'm not a fan of it. I'm not about it.
What you're saying is, if we're not careful, Matrix 5, Morpheus will be played by Lizzo.
Damn.
You know, I dare you to say something wrong about why she should not be.
No, if they actually got Lizzo to come in and play Morpheus, I would go watch Matrix 5 just for that. I would love that.
That might be the only time
Hilarious.
you could say. That might be the only time you could say I beat off to Morpheus and not sound gay.
Hey, Lizzo. Props out to the big women. Hey, I love her. She's sexy in a motherfucker.
Yeah, she's definitely.
I ain't shooting the shot on her profile. I'm just saying what Derek's saying. We keep going down this fucking rabbit hole.
Yeah.
There's your next Morpheus, and unfortunately, they're gonna try to sell it as a serious role. But all right, so we got JD ranking in 8 out of 10. We got Derek ranking in 7 out of 10. Apocalypse. Where are you putting it, and why? Kind of final thoughts on this.
I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 overall.
8 out of 10.
I feel where Derek's coming from. I mean, this is movie making in the Me Too movement now, y'all. So, you know, and I'm all about girl power. I'm gonna check out the 355 movie probably later on. You know, but I feel Derek that they kind of like beat us over the head.
Perv does not mean you're about girl power, but proceed.
I am not a. Okay, I am a perv. The point of the matter is, okay, 8 out of 10 overall. Something, you know, to go back to something we pointed out early when you talk about the darkness and the dreariness of this one compared to the other ones. I love that. I love the whole dank attitude. You know what I'm saying? The kind of homages and nods to the original Matrix as far as certain scenes. If this is gonna be the first one of another trilogy, storyline wise, they gotta tighten some things up going into the next film. story wise. I like Derek
Where's
said.
Chuck at? They got to tighten up.
Where Lucy, you got some explaining to do. You know what I'm saying? They got some explaining to do on some shit. But overall, I'm happy with it, man. 8 out of 10 for real. So I mean that's how I look at it, straight up.
8 out of 10 from Chris weighing in.
Uh,
Well, I guess that just leaves little old me.
little old you. Hit us with it.
So what I will have to say about it, all in all, the first time I completely just hated it. Hated it for a million fucking reasons. I watched it 3 times just to make sure going into the show. By the end of it, I see what they were trying to do. And actually, Derek early on and Apocalypse early on really kind of brought some clarities to some things that I was a little confused about. So now that I look all in all, I got a couple of things, man. You know, I thought it would have been dope if instead of him being back in the Matrix, kind of reanimated, if they would have, what if they would have started it out as instead of Neo taking the red pill, what if he took the blue pill in the first movie, and it's a whole nother storyline about that, and then them having to fucking battle back with him actually being in the Matrix and as just a regular Matrix dude, and these motherfuckers trying to save him. I don't know. I think that could have been a wild spin if you're just going to kind of like flip the original narrative on its head. But like I said, all in all, I wish they would have elaborated more on the machines and the people coming together, and the last bit of fucking Neo and Trinity and going to these robot or machine. You know, I think instead of alluding to it and just kind of brushing over it, like Derek said, I think they should have elaborated on it more. I honestly still, even knowing what they were doing, looking at the whole movie, I felt like it was kind of sloppy, kind of vague. And I think, like Derek said, it had slow points, but I think it was just like really vague on a lot of shit. And I think some of it was that deja vu mystique, Matrix magic, so I'll give you that. But at the same time, I felt like some of it just felt sloppy and thrown together. And I don't like propagated undertones in movies, but unfortunately, it seems like that's where we are with it. So that too. So especially in a movie like The Matrix that kind of historically kind of gives the fucking finger to the establishment. If you talk about anybody who talks alternate from the mainstream news about politics, usually red pill, blue pill is a very widely used phrase for people who think outside the box or think to a different tone of what you will see on the regular news. So to me, that's kind of like, now you propagated the movie that's kind of shitting on your beliefs, kind of. You know what I mean? So all that to me is whack. What I'm going to say is when I go through it, I looked at it, man, and all in all, I think that there's no way that it lived up to this.
Well, no, of course.
No, hell no.
And to me, you know, you're not trying to remake the first one. You'll never do what you did. But I think the first one was so fucking groundbreaking, so monumental, so just fucking historic and legendary and loved to this day. And like I said, phrases from this movie have mapped people's whole lives to this day. So with that, I'm going to have to go ahead and say I give this one probably a hot 4 out of 10.
Ooh.
And I'm going to have to go ahead for the first time and first of many here on Blurred Minds Movie Militia. I'm going to have to dub this one on my own accord. I'm calling this one trash.
Oh, there we go.
All in all, expectations. Was it a horrible movie? No, it's a good watch. It's something you can watch. But for me, what the shoes you had to fill and the attempt you made, all in all, I gained more respect as I watched it. But nevertheless, I'd rather turn on the first Matrix and watch it than 10 million times than watch this one another time.
Right.
You know, honestly, if I had to watch this other one another time, because I watched it a lot just for this show, honestly, but I'm just gonna ask Chris to come over to my house and Put me out of my misery. I can't watch this shit no more.
Right.
But
Hey,
I'm
that's
not gonna
something.
fully trash it. It's a good watch. It's exciting just because now there's another chapter to it all. But nah,
Nah,
not for me.
let down.
It
It
gets a meh.
it's like okay, that one, everybody. I know y'all all been through. Well, I hope y'all all been through this. That one chick. I mean, she's so fucking hot. All right, and then when you finally
Once you
get the
touch the
pussy,
hiney.
yeah, and then when you finally get the pussy, it is sexually like the biggest letdown ever. It's like, damn, I still got to go home and jerk off and finish because you sucked so bad.
No, I
How
ain't
can you
never had
talk
that
about?
problem.
How could you talk about one of your fond ladies like that? It's not their fault that they all need new hips. When you're into gifts, these are things you got to deal with, Chris.
Yeah,
It's
but
not their
nah,
fault. They fell down a flight of steps and they've never been able to walk straight again.
yep, bitch, I gotta get you a new metal alert bracelet. What the fuck? But
I'm
nah,
gonna tell you the truth. It only happens to Chris. I ain't never had that problem.
what? A hot chick that sucked in bed? I know you fucking lying.
Yeah, I ain't never had that problem because I choose wisely.
You know what? Just
You know what a
man.
wise man once told me on a job site? He said, "Son, even the worst piece of ass I've got wasn't that bad."
No, that's why I tell you it only happens to Chris.
Real. None of y'all
Well,
had a hot
fellas,
chick. No one's ever had a hot chick that sucked in bed. Really?
I played the fifth on that one.
no.
So that means yes. That's yes for Derek.
And I'm telling you, if she was hot to me, it was what I thought it was supposed to be.
You know what? I can't stand
Fair
y'all.
enough.
Fair enough. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm done.
This man knows his prey, knows it well.
Hey, the key to any
JD's
battle
got a
is knowing your
salt lick.
opponent.
JD's got a salt lick outside of his fucking fucking apartment that just flows fucking White Claw. So you know he knows his prey and he knows it well. But any final remarks, fellas, before we do a couple Blurred Minds plugs for some other shows we got? And I say I felt like we've ran the gambit. We broke it down. Everybody's got their opinion, what they thought about it. I don't think we left too many stones unturned.
Nope.
No, I say I have to agree a lot with you, Jay Wall. I mean, it did kind of feel like a cash grab. That's what this thing was about.
You know.
So.
And we haven't done it yet on the show, but I'll throw out a teaser. I won't say when, but let me tell you, wait till I get to talk about the second coming to America.
Oh Lord.
Oh, you thought I might have shocked you on this one, huh? Stay tuned.
Oh Lord. That was.
Anybody else?
I mean,
still ain't watched it.
Yeah, I gotta go watch it.
I still haven't watched it either. Like I've been in no hurry to watch it because I'm pretty sure they fucked it up.
For the sake of a future episode, I'll just let you watch it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm more than sure it's like, okay, I gotta watch it just to see how bad they fucked it up.
Yeah, one of those things. You know, it's gonna be
everybody
bad.
Everybody I've talked to said they liked it. It was good, but you know, people don't watch movies the way we watch movies. I'm a TV and a movie buff, so I ain't watched it. I ain't even watched that Fast and Furious, the last one that Jay was talking about. I ain't watched it yet.
Ugh.
I'd say the last fight, the one that just came out. Don't waste your time.
Is that the one with Charlize Theron? Is there already a new one after that?
There's a new one with John Cena in it.
Oh shit! This fucker. Yeah. He's trying to go the Rock route, but it's like, dude, the Rock's like a subpar actor, and you are like worse than him. Like, you know what I mean? Did you see him in the new Suicide Squad movie? Jesus fucking Christ! I was like, why can't you be the dude who dies early in this? Fuck, you're awful.
You know he got his own Peacemaker show, right?
Yeah, I've seen that. Trust me. If we do a review on that, it's probably only going to be the pilot.
Exactly. JD, HBO, he's got his own show based off that character from Suicide Squad, the Peacemaker.
Dude,
that's stupid. He was
crap in
that movie.
Who would have thought what denouncing Taiwan as their own republic would get you? Because Jesus fucking Christ, he's getting rose out the ass and he's fucking horrible. That'd be like if you looked up and fucking like Steven Seagal was in everything. You're like, huh? Like,
Well, back
Steven
in the 90s,
Seagal
he was.
But I'm talking about, but he was like in his lane, everything. I'm talking about like Steven Seagal
I
and
gotcha.
like To Kill a Mockingbird, Steven Seagal.
Oh Lord.
The fuck are y'all doing, Steven fucking Seagal?
Steven
but,
Seagal in a To Kill a Mockingbird reboot. That right there would be
It's a
any
kung fu
serious
movie.
that would be a cinematic disaster.
Yeah.
It would not get watched.
No.
But like, what are you doing in my yard, Boo Radley? The fuck are you doing?
Exactly. Nah, that no. Let's hope that never happens, Lord. God.
I don't think. Trust me, we can come back 60 years from now, and that probably still won't have happened.
Right.
Man.
Is it just me, or is Steven Seagal like when those movies were hot? He seemed cool as shit. And then if you went back a few years later and then you watched them, it's like, man, I used to think this shit was dope.
Yeah.
Dude, when I was a kid, the only thing I really wanted in my life was to be able to grow out that ponytail and kick people in the face. I wanted to be Steven Seagal, and I would have been Patrick Swayze from Roadhouse as a good runner-up.
Oh,
Either
Lord.
one. When I was a kid, I was like, I just want to kick people in the face, wear tight jeans, and fuck bitches.
That fucking movie right there. I swear, fucking Roadhouse is, oh my God. That is such a piece of shit movie. I swear.
That Family Guy episode where he was roadhouse and kicking everything is fucking hilarious. That's some of the funniest shit I've ever
That
seen.
Family Guy episode is better than that whole Roadhouse movie, for real.
Hey,
Honestly, for quality of action, you're correct. But as far as a nostalgic action movie, it's fucking hilarious to watch back. You watch it back now, it's like watching The Evil Dead. It's just hilarious.
The greatest part about Roadhouse was the doctor.
Yeah.
The doctor.
Honestly, my favorite character was the old dude, his buddy.
Oh, you talking about
they fucking killed.
What's his name?
Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott. Yeah.
That dude is classic. That dude's always like in some shit.
You know, I like Sam
what I
Elliott
thought too?
he
I was
plays
like,
a hell of a
dude, when I get
cowboy.
about, oh yeah, dude, he's fucking. To me, I can't see Tombstone without him in it, dude.
No.
Sam Elliott is one of the hidden treasures in Tombstone, for real. But it's Sam Elliott. You know what I'm saying? That dude's always like, I'm like everything he do. You know what I'm saying? You just want to fuck with him like that. You just do.
Yeah, you expect it to be good because he's in it, and it don't matter if he's playing the lead or if he's got the smallest role in the movie.
Right.
It's him, and you like, okay, I'm satisfied.
Yeah.
Shout out to
satisfied with what he did.
Hell yeah.
Blurred Minds Media would like to send a shout out to Sam Elliott. You know what I'm saying? One of our acting guilty pleasures, I guess. We love you, Sam, for real.
Sam, come
Shout
on the
out
show.
Sam Elliott, and please be wary of Apocalypse because he's definitely gonna be eyeballing your wife.
Wow.
She's of age. She's of age. All right, guys. I think we are an hour 50 minutes in. How about this, man? Since our guy jumped on late, why don't you take us out real quick, JD, and show a little love to Sunday Night and what we do there. Let them know about Sunday nights over here at Blurred Minds Media.
Sunday nights, Blurred Minds Media. Shop Talk Sports is the show. We discussing everything sports. We discussing Lamar and his drinking habit with the early time. We discussing the flop that we call the kid sensation. See, I can't even remember his name. At Kansas City.
Oh, my home.
Everything sports. We ain't even started really. We talk basketball, but we ain't really got into it yet because we still trying to get through the college season and the NFL. But tune in Sunday nights, 8 o'clock, Shop Talk Sports, and with Big E, the host, and the panel changes, but it's always gonna be something funny that you're gonna love. Monday night is Monday Night Mayhem. For all you wrestling fans, tune in and check out Apocalypse discussing the mayhem of wrestling from years back. That's on Monday nights at 8. Shop Talk Sports on Sunday nights at 8.
Oh, and
And
real
you can
quick,
always
JD,
catch.
real quick, JD, tell them, just give them a little clue in Shop Talk Sports. What's our favorite hashtag over? Who's our favorite quarterback over?
Oh, fuck Tom Brady.
Man.
Let's get back to this NBA or this NCAA season once again. Duke Blue Devils won
Man,
over
fuck
UConn.
Tom Brady.
Now, what I saw,
We can't let it go.
we can't, Doug.
Now
Now,
you
I'll tell you.
Fuck Tom Brady.
They'll never get the inside joke because we ain't gonna tell him. We don't even want to discuss the money that Tom Brady helped him get beat out of. But we do parlay bets, so people tune in. We'll teach you how to bet your parlay bets and see if you can win some money. You know, we'll tell you how to get it done on Shop Talk Sports. You know, we ain't come up with no gambling habit for wrestling yet, but please believe me, we will, because we gamblers. Hell, we gambling on Blurred Mind. But it's gonna pay off one way or the other.
And the thing is, we doing 80s, 90s wrestling. You know, the history. We taking them on a historic path on Monday night. So you know, we could set up a betting. You know, just like how many of these wrestlers do we talk about? You know, still have all their teeth. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
How many of these wrestlers are we talking about have both their real knees? You know,
So
we talking
we
old
shaving
fuckers.
we saving points on Mayhem now. Like that's what we doing.
Anything
Like,
to turn a dollar around here.
Anything to turn $1.
Hell,
We got to pay the rent.
Hell yeah.
VM been shaving points on the shit from the storyline since the beginning. So I ain't calling his name. I'm just saying VM.
Well, we were supposed to do it last Thursday. I decided to change the game plan real quick and go on and get this Matrix thing off because, you know, everybody just watched it. It was new. I figured we just go on and give them something new since our past couple shows have been nostalgia shows. But we've alluded to it the past two shows. I think I can't hold it. I can't hold it. The levee is about to crack on this. So next Thursday at 8, we going Tombstone, baby. We talking Doc Holliday. We talking Wyatt Earp. We're talking Curly Bill. We're talking Johnny Ringo. So
Johnny Ringo!
Be your Huckleberry.
So anybody who loves this movie, hates this movie, have seen this movie, please come on the show, chime in. Derek, man, if you want to talk a little Tombstone,
I'll be there.
You're always welcome over here. Hell yeah, and I would advise everybody watch it again, not because I'm suspect on your memory, but man, that movie's got so many fucking quotables, man. It's gonna seem like the Wild West on this panel next Thursday night.
I just watched it a week ago. Make sure you download my favorite damn clip.
Hell yeah. Well, for that, Derek, thank you for coming aboard, my friend. I hope you ride with us on any movie you want to talk about. And trust me, if it's a movie you don't like, we want that too, my friend.
I'll still be here. I will run that movie through the dirt.
Good seeing you, Derek, man. Glad you chimed in, man. You gotta come back. You gotta come back, bro.
I will.
Hell yeah.
What's up?
All right, people, we signing out. Holla.
Deuces.
Later.